read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Kelly Carocha claims she leased a room in her condo to a tenant who suddenly stopped paying rent. Hannah Lewis says she was bullied after she complained to the police about her housemate's noisy partying.
Miss Kelly Carocha here as my plaintiff, Hannah Lewis as the defendant, and looks like I've got a plaintiff witness here, Laura Vella?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Miss Carocha, what are we in court today for?
So I'm suing the defendant for back due rent in the amount of $1,290.
Okay. And how do you know the defendant, ma'am?
She was subletting an apartment room from me for this last semester of school, January through May.
Okay, so this is an apartment in your name, or is this a house you own? What's the condition?
It's a condo that my witness and I had a lease for 1 year.
Okay.
I recently found out I was pregnant back in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so my boyfriend and my family and I decided that it would be best for me to defer. And so upon deciding so, I listed the room in the apartment under our school's like communication forum.
Sure.
And I put all the details. Hannah reached out interested. We discussed the terms. She agreed and she moved in January.
Okay.
She paid everything on time, January through March, and then come April, she missed her payment. I reached out and just nothing. She just ghosted me.
Wow.
So I'm seeking both the last 2 months
of rent. Okay. Let me get to the defendant, and I'll come back to you in a second, Ms. Plaintiff. Ms. Lewis, so you see the posting. This looks like a good opportunity for you to be able to live in a nice place. Did you like the place?
I liked the place because it was very close to campus and it was a lot cheaper than the current living situation I was currently in at the time.
Okay, so this was a good situation for you?
Yes.
Okay, and so you signed on for how many months?
I signed off for January to May.
Right. You paid for January, February, March, and then what happens for April, ma'am?
January through March, it was already a terrible living situation.
Oh.
Laura, the girl I was living with, she was coming home pretty much every single day, going out at 3 or 2 a.m. in the morning, being loud, constantly playing music, having people over, and it was very difficult to live in that environment.
Yeah.
In March, however, she had a party that had over 10 people. And
in the apartment that you two share?
Yes.
Okay.
They were being loud, drinking, smoking, just having a really good time. After that, I felt like there was no other option for me to call the cops for a noise complaint, which I did.
Oh, so you called the cops on your then roommate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get her in here before we go further here. Plaintiff witness, Ms. Laura Vella, please step to the podium here. Okay, ma'am, what's the veracity of this claim here? You were the original roommate, yes?
Yes.
And you stayed throughout the entirety?
Yes.
Okay, things are going well in your opinion or no?
I think some of her references were a little dramatic.
Okay.
And a little blown out proportion, but on my end, I was fine.
Tell the court, what do you think was exaggerated?
I mean, I consider myself such a people person, very outgoing. When we got a new roommate, I was thrilled. I invited her out with us. I tried to get her kind of into my friend group. It's a very welcoming friend group.
So you're very social. Is that fair to say, Ms. Vela?
Absolutely,
okay, so you're
for sure. But I also take school very seriously. And so the so-called party that was thrown was a study group. I had asked her if she wanted to join this study group, and she gave me passive-aggressive responses and didn't want to, and kind of kept to herself in her room.
Okay, I need to see some type of offering of proof here. Does anybody have a lease agreement? Anybody have anything to show the court?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give that to my bailiff, ma'am.
Folder and everything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I do see that some payment has been made. This looks like this was you, Miss Lewis, and you did pay for some months, but it looks like these are requests from you, Miss Karosha here, asking for both April and May's rent, which you never paid. Where they do that?
I did that because after I made the noise complaint, Laura found out that it was me, and she proceeded to bully me in my own space. I just wanted her to understand that we're both living in this space, and it's not fair for her to basically take up the entire apartment and me having to just seclude to my own bedroom in order to stay out of her way.
Something that I told you about in advance and that I invited you to that you knew about.
Okay, so let's clear this up. Miss Lewis, did you have an understanding that this study group, that's her framing, was something that you could have participated in?
No, I did not.
No. Okay, so she's denying that, ma'am.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Well, I already felt like I was being teamed up on. They were both coming at me, and Laura was being rude, and I just felt like there was...
Because you owed me money.
At the end of the day, it's a rent agreement.
Hey, it's my courtroom, Miss Karosha. I'll do that.
And later,
Brittany reached out to me and said that she was curious about my brand and maybe working together. I was over the moon. She did a review and said that it wasn't for her and that was the end of it.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Kelly Carocha and Hannah Lewis, who are fighting over back rent.
Let's get to some of these text messages so I can get a better sense here. Okay, this is, hey, Hannah, I'm grateful that you're going to take over my lease.
Yes.
Does paying me through Venmo work? You say, yes, sure. I'll even make sure that the money is in your account before the first of the month, so this is all looking great. You mentioned you have a roommate. What is Laura like? Are there red flags? So she's inquiring. You say she's super outgoing and genuinely a good person once you get to know her. What does that mean once you get to know her, ma'am?
She has a big personality.
Okay.
She's like she said, she's very outgoing, very social.
Your Honor, Laura was going out almost every single night of the week, so I had to deal with this on a daily basis.
Okay, so I hear that. Let's get to when you stopped paying rent. How did you decide, Ms. Lewis, that you were no longer willing to pay for your residence?
I have evidence here showing one example.
Go ahead and give everything you've got to my bailiff, ma'am. Give him your folder
Yeah.
so I can see exactly what's going on here. Thank you, sir.
Here's evidence showing just one of the things Laura would do. She would take my trash of things I had already eaten out of the trash can and write nasty messages on them for me to find and have to clean up later.
Let the court see exactly what we're talking about here. Well, this is a pack of frozen Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Does that say gross?
Yes. It
Okay.
says,
Is that an expletive?
it's a swear word, gross.
Oh, come on now. That's not very
Have you been
ladylike,
in an
ma'am.
apartment where every single night the meals that this woman is making smells up the entire building? It's just like a complete lack of common courtesy.
Okay, so that's mature. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's get to this text message that you want the court to consider, Ms. Lewis. Looks like at some point you made a decision to stop paying rent.
Yes.
And then I see the plaintiff here asking about it. She says, hey, you usually pay me before the first of the month as you agreed to. But this is the first month. I haven't gotten anything. Are you good? Do you need an extension? Seriously, are you going to pay or what? So this is all in concern, and you didn't even have the decency to respond. Why is that, Ms. Lewis?
Well, I already felt like I was being teamed up on. They were both coming at me. Laura was being rude, and I just felt like there was...
Because you owed me
At the
money.
end of the day, it's a rent agreement.
Hey, it's my courtroom, Ms. Karosha. I'll do that. Now, you know you owe this woman some money. So then I see a second note here from the plaintiff, again to you. Hannah, you agreed to pay rent. We agreed upon this. I let last month slide, but this is too far. You need to pay up. Your response?
She did send those messages, and I did not respond because I was still being bullied in the place that I lived at, and it was just getting
That she
worse.
wasn't paying to
Hold
live
on.
at.
You're being bullied, though, by Laura Vela, correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay, before I make my ruling, Ms. Lewis, do you have any other explanation for the reason that you just at that point didn't move out?
If I could have moved out, I would have, but I could not. I graduated in like 2 months, and the living situation that I had been currently living in for the past couple months was so terrible that I did not feel like it was like just for me to pay for the rest of the months when I had already been paying for such a terrible experience and environment.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think the court gets it.
Judge,
Any last word from you? Yes, Ms. Karosha.
Our agreement was between her and I. They're adults and they can work out their issues with one another. You're in college, you've had roommates before. I'm sure that they could work it out. She's now graduated, I'm sure has a job. She's had ample opportunity to at least pay me back the rent, and she still has yet to do so.
Okay, Ms. Laura Vela, you've been helpful. You can have a seat, ma'am. One last question for you, Ms. Lewis. Are you working now?
I am not working.
Okay, so you have not had employment since graduating?
Yes.
Okay, but are you making efforts to find employment?
Yes.
Okay, like what?
I am working to get a job at a magazine to try to be a writer, doing interviews currently right now.
All right, the court's ready to rule in this matter. Well, Ms. Lewis, first of all, congratulations to you in your graduation and your pursuit of what I'm sure will be a very successful and lucrative career in print journalism and magazines.
Thank you.
And I hope you get a job very quickly, because you're going to need to pay some money, okay? The court has decided that what we don't do in this country is live for free. And if the living situation, which you described to the court, the 4-letter words on frozen vegetables and being teased and harassed because of your lifestyle, having such noisiness and study group / turn-up sessions that you can't focus, you had an option, Ms. Lewis. It's called move out. So when you decide to live with it, you've got to live with all of it. And that includes having to pay for the proper rate of rent. If the problem was that severe, you should have communicated this to the woman you were in an actual contractual financial obligation to. You owe this woman a fiduciary duty per the agreement. If you're squatting and not paying, the court cannot support that. Ms. Lewis, you do owe the full amount, $1,290. You have to give that to the plaintiff per the contract. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,290.
I guess you are gross.
Good luck with the baby.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I did not bash her. I keep it real. My followers know that I'm very vulnerable and transparent.
After the review is done, you can see a sharp decline in my sales and my subscriptions that were canceled and returns.
This is Equal Justice. Samantha Friday claims her skincare business tanked after a brand ambassador left a negative online review. Brittany Long says she wanted her followers to know that Miss Friday's moisturizer was sticky and greasy.
Ladies, I see I've got Samantha Friday here as my plaintiff, Brittany Long as my defendant. Miss Friday, you are suing the defendant for $500. Why exactly are you in court today?
I am suing Brittany for $500 because she defamed my company. She botched a review that she did as a brand ambassador, which is supposed to be promoting a company. And instead, she basically cost me subscribers and about $500 in losses.
Okay, ma'am, tell me about your company. What kind of services do you offer, product do you sell?
I have launched Skincare by Samantha. And when one day, Brittany reached out to me and said that she was curious about my brand and maybe working together, I was over the moon. She did a review. It's a sunscreen.
This is one of your products,
This
ma'am?
is the sunscreen that she used.
Sure.
A little tiny bit is all you need.
Okay.
But she smeared a long line of this sunscreen on her hand, very quickly said it is too greasy for her, as she barely took any time to try to rub it in, and said that it wasn't for her, and that was the end of it. And so I lost a lot that day, more than just money.
Right.
I lost reputation, and I felt it was worth taking this to court.
Okay, let's get to this. Ms. Friday, do you have any paperwork to show the lost revenue?
Yes, I
Yes.
do. I show that after the review
You can
was...
give all of that, ma'am,
Here
to
you go.
Elijah, and
After
I will. Yeah.
After the review was done at the end of January, you can see a sharp decline in my sales.
Thank you.
Yeah, there really was nothing else happening in the sphere of my business that would have caused such a decline.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
It's not really good for my tone or I don't like the texture. So this moisturizer is a pass for me.
For me.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Samantha Friday, who brought Brittany Long to court over a brand review gone bad.
Let's start with this text message. Okay. Hi, Samantha. This is from the defendant. A friend of mine has been raving about your products. I do product reviews. Wondering if you'd be interested in working together. Brittany, oh my God, of course. Such a fan of your page. Would love to send you some products and try and maybe have you as some sort of brand ambassador. I'm not in a position to pay, but I would love to send you my new products as they roll out for you to review and promote. Defendant says that sounds great. I've never been an ambassador. Yes. Okay, that's interesting to note. I'll post the review as soon as I get your products. So let me hear from you, Madam Defendant.
Your Honor, I just want to say I did not bash her. I keep it real. My followers know that I'm very vulnerable and transparent.
Okay, so let's pause. So, because we're using terminology that everybody might not be deciphering. Mm-hmm. So there's one thing when you are an influencer who simply receives products and gives reviews. Mm-hmm. Could be good review, could be not good review. It will be an honest review based on your experience.
Yes.
Okay, so you used the product when you received it, right?
Yes,
okay.
I actually have video evidence.
Okay.
Hey loves, it's Brittany and I'm back with another product review. Today we have the SPF moisturizer from Skincare by Samantha and I'm so excited to try it. So off the bat, it's not really absorbing and it's very sticky and greasy. Yeah, it's not really good for my tone or I don't like the texture. So this moisturizer is a pass for me.
For me. For you. Okay, so it looks like you had some nice consistent sales here. And then you do have a spike in cancellations, it looks like, Miss Friday. So this is where you're getting the $500 from?
Yes.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
So now let's go to the communication between you two after the video goes online. You see the dip in sales. You respond to the defendant as such. Since your post, I've only gotten negative reviews. A brand ambassador is supposed to promote the brand, not trash it. Samantha, I told you I would post a review. If you wanted a commercial, you should have paid me. Okay, ma'am, so she feels like this was not a true brand ambassador relationship. This sounds to me more like what she's accustomed to doing, which is receiving products and giving a review.
Exactly.
Understood.
Okay.
But I will admit, I knew that we could have worked towards that in the future, but like I said, I've never been it. I don't know how it goes, so we weren't just going to become strangers.
I would have deferred to your wisdom, and I did, as someone with 16,000 followers.
Okay. Who's the business owner?
I'm the business owner.
Okay, thank you. You are the business owner. You want to be as specific as possible, ma'am, as to your expectation. So I'm going to make my ruling as follows. Madam Plaintiff, I empathize with the fact that you've learned a hard lesson in a very expensive way, but your brand is young. It has time to recover. That's the good news. I wish you luck with your brand, but I do have to rule in favor of the defendant here. Ma'am, you got to be more specific and be more accountable. Okay? Plaintiff's case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
Well, I'm glad, and the time and effort that you put into this, you could have put into your ingredients of your product.
Well, I'm glad this went on TV because now the world knows that they are about to be double-crossed when they work with social media influencers.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings and follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.